They say power corrupts, but in our quiet cul-de-sac, it wasn't power. It was a clipboard and a cheap polo shirt that turned a nobody into a nightmare. When Dale, our self-appointed HOA enforcer, tried to arrest my brother Marcus for planting a vegetable garden, he didn't know he was picking a fight with a Secret Service agent. By the end of the week, our sleepy suburb would be a viral battlefield, and Dale's reign of terror would crash harder than a bad TikTok trend. It started with a zucchini, not just any zucchini, but the one Marcus, my older brother, grew in our backyard with the pride of a new dad. Marcus wasn't your average suburbanite. After years of covert ops and guarding dignitaries, he'd moved back to our hometown of Willow Creek to decompress. Picture a guy who could disarm a bomb, but spent his mornings perfecting heirloom tomato trellises. That was Marcus, 6'2", built like a linebacker, with a smile that could charm a snake. Me, I'm Lena, the younger sister who traded city life for a fixer-upper next to Marcus's place, mostly to keep an eye on him. Our neighborhood was a postcard of middle-class dreams, tidy lawns, kids on bikes, and the occasional nosy neighbor. But then came Dale. Dale Whitaker was a retired car salesman with a Napoleon complex and a vendetta against non-compliant yards. He wasn't part of any official homeowners association. Willow Creek didn't even have one. But 2 months ago, Dale showed up at our doors with a laminated badge, a clipboard, and a blue polo emblazoned with HOA in garish yellow letters. He claimed he was organizing the community to uphold property values. Most folks shrugged him off, but Dale had a knack for intimidation, knocking on doors at 7 a.m., issuing fines on neon pink paper, and once, memorably, measuring Mrs. Callahan's grass with a ruler. His latest obsession, Marcus's garden. Apparently, vegetables were unsightly and violated Dale's made-up code. I'll never forget the morning Dale strutted onto Marcus's lawn, clipboard in hand, barking about unauthorized landscaping. Marcus, in his usual calm way, leaned on his shovel and said, "Dale, you're not the law. You're not even the mailman. Go home." I was sipping coffee on my porch, stifling a laugh, when Dale's face turned beet red. "You'll regret this," he hissed, scribbling furiously. We thought it was just another tantrum. We were wrong. Dale didn't just escalate, he went full supervillain. Over the next week, he bombarded Marcus with citations for everything from excessive greenery to unapproved soil disturbance. He'd park his golf cart outside Marcus's house, blasting Sweet Caroline like some deranged ice cream truck, just to annoy him. Neighbors started whispering. Some, like old Mr. Jenkins, thought Dale was a nuisance but didn't want trouble. Others, like Karen from across the street, ate up Dale's authority like it was gospel. "He's just trying to keep things nice," she'd say, clutching her pearls. Meanwhile, Marcus kept tending his garden, unfazed, though I caught him muttering about amateurs with power trips. Then came the twist: Dale wasn't working alone. Enter Tiffany, a 20-something influencer who'd moved into the McMansion at the end of the street. Tiffany saw Dale's crusade as content gold. She started filming his enforcement patrols for her YouTube channel. Tiff's Truth Vlogs, complete with dramatic zooms and captions like HOA hero or villain. Her videos racked up views. And suddenly, Dale's ego had an audience. He started wearing aviator sunglasses and calling himself Chief Enforcer. Tiffany's latest video, Rebel Gardener Defies HOA, showed Marcus watering his tomatoes while Dale waved a fake citation like a flag. The comment section was a war zone, half calling Marcus a freedom fighter, half demanding he follow the rules. The real insanity hit when Dale issued an eviction notice for Marcus's non-compliance. It was a ridiculous, photocopied form with Comic Sans font, but Dale taped it to Marcus's door in broad daylight. I was livid, ready to march over and tear it down. But Marcus just chuckled. "Lena, this guy's a clown. Let him dig his own grave." I wasn't so sure. Dale's antics were splitting the neighborhood. Half saw him as a bully, half as a savior. When Mrs. Callahan got a fine for her bird bath, even she started grumbling. The tension was a powder keg, and Dale was about to light the match. It all went down on a muggy Saturday evening, the kind where the air feels like a wet blanket. Marcus had invited the neighborhood kids to pick strawberries from his garden, a peace offering to cool things down. The kids were giggling, red juice staining their chins, when Dale roared up in his golf cart, Tiffany trailing with her camera. "This is an unauthorized gathering," Dale shouted, waving a megaphone he'd bought off Amazon. The kids froze. I sprinted from my porch, heart pounding, as Marcus stepped forward, calm as ever. "Dale, you're scaring the kids. Back off." That's when Dale made his fatal mistake. He pulled out a pair of dollar store handcuffs and declared, "You're under arrest for violating HOA regulations." The crowd gasped. Tiffany's camera zoomed in, her voice squealing, "This is crazy." Y'all, I thought Marcus would laugh it off, but his eyes narrowed a look I'd seen only once, when he disarmed a drunk at a family barbecue. "Dale," he said, voice low, "you're not a cop. You're not even a crossing guard. Put those away." Dale, drunk on his own power, lunged forward, trying to slap the cuffs on Marcus. Big mistake. In one fluid motion, Marcus sidestepped, grabbed Dale's wrist, and pinned it behind his back. The crowd erupted, some cheering, some yelling. Tiffany screamed, "Assault! He's assaulting the HOA." But then came the twist that flipped everything. Marcus reached into his pocket and pulled out a badge. Not some laminated nonsense, a real, gleaming Secret Service badge. "Dale Whitaker," he said, voice cutting through the chaos. "I'm a federal agent. You just attempted to falsely arrest me. That's a felony." The neighborhood went silent. Tiffany's camera dropped. Dale's face drained of color, his aviators slipping down his nose. Then the crowd exploded again, this time in outrage. Mrs. Callahan threw her sandal at Dale, screaming, "You trashed my bird bath, Mr. Jenkins," who'd been neutral, started chanting. No more HOA kids were crying. Parents were shouting, and Tiffany was frantically deleting her video. But the real gut punch came when we saw the garden. In his rage, Dale had driven his golf cart through it, crushing tomatoes, snapping trellises, and leaving a trail of destruction. Marcus's pride and joy was a muddy wreck. The neighbor, now a mob, surrounded Dale. Someone grabbed his clipboard and snapped it in half. Another tore the HOA patch off his shirt. Tiffany tried to slink away, but Karen, yes. Karen blocked her, yelling, "You enabled this clown's." Social media lit up as neighbors posted photos of the ruined garden, Dale's fake badge, and Marcus's real one. Willow Creek Rebellion trended overnight. By morning, news vans were parked on our street, and Dale was hiding in his garage, probably regretting every life choice. Dale's empire of clipboards and pink slips crumbled faster than a house of cards in a hurricane. The viral videos posted by everyone but Tiffany sparked a national conversation about fake HOAs and power-hungry busybodies. Marcus, ever the stoic, didn't gloat. He rebuilt his garden, this time with the whole neighborhood pitching in, kids planting seeds, Mrs. Callahan donating pots, even Karen bringing compost. Marcus's Secret Service reveal changed everything. People who'd sided with Dale apologized, embarrassed they'd fallen for his act. Tiffany's channel tanked after her subscribers turned on her, calling her fake HOA Barbie. Dale faced consequences beyond humiliation. Marcus didn't press charges, said it wasn't worth his time, but the county sheriff cited Dale for impersonating an officer. Last I heard, he was selling his house, unable to show his face in Willow Creek. The neighborhood threw a block party to celebrate, with Marcus's strawberries as the star. I caught him grinning as kids ran through his new garden, and for the first time, I saw him truly at peace. The bigger win, we learned to stand up. Dale's reign exposed how easily fear and apathy let bullies thrive. It wasn't just about a garden, it was about community, about not letting some wannabe cop in a cheap polo dictate our lives. Marcus put it best, real power doesn't need a badge. It's in the dirt, the roots, the people. Damn straight. So, what's your take? Ever dealt with a fake HOA or a neighborhood tyrant? Drop your story below, I'm all ears.